The sacrament is a key, one that can unlock doors within us long left untouched. It does not just show us light, it brings us into deep encounters with our shadows, our wounds, and the unhealed spaces within. For many, the sacrament is a source of profound healing. But healing is not always gentle. Sometimes it is raw, intense, and deeply emotional. As facilitators, it is our responsibility to understand the relationship between trauma and entheogenic work. Not to control it, but to hold space with care, presence, and wisdom. This module will guide you through the principles of trauma awareness, emotional release, and grounded facilitation, ensuring that those who journey with the sacrament do so in a space of safety, trust, and healing. Let us begin. Trauma is not just what happened to us, it is what remains unprocessed in our nervous system. The body holds memory. Long after an event has passed, the nervous system retains the echoes of pain, fear, or grief. When working with the sacrament, these stored experiences can arise unexpectedly. The sacrament does not create trauma. It reveals what has already been there, waiting to be witnessed and released. Types of trauma that may surface in ceremony. Emotional trauma, old grief, sadness, or unresolved heartbreak. Developmental trauma, childhood wounds, unmet emotional needs. Somatic trauma, unprocessed bodily tension from past experiences. Spiritual trauma, disconnection from self, others, or the divine. The mind may have forgotten, but the body remembers. This is why emotional releases are a natural and necessary part of deep entheogenic work. When trauma surfaces in ceremony, it often shows itself in physical, emotional, and energetic expressions. As a facilitator, learning to recognize these signs of release is crucial. Emotional releases in ceremony, sudden waves of grief, sadness, or uncontrollable crying, feelings of anger, frustration, or deep fear. Profound moments of joy, relief, or laughter. Somatic, body-based releases, uncontrollable shaking, trembling, or shivering. Deep sighs, yawning, or vocal sounds emerging spontaneously. Spontaneous movements, stretching, shifting, or fetal positions. Energetic releases, a feeling of pressure or weight lifting from the body. Sudden bursts of clarity or insight followed by calm. A sense of emptiness followed by peace. These releases are not problems to be solved. They are the body's way of resetting, healing, and letting go. Not all pain needs fixing. Sometimes it just needs witnessing. When someone is experiencing an emotional or somatic release, your role as a facilitator is not to interrupt, but to hold space with deep presence. Techniques for holding space during emotional releases. Stay grounded and calm. Your energy influences theirs. Offer physical presence. Sometimes just sitting nearby is enough. Use soft verbal reassurances if needed. You are safe. You are held, let it move through. Grounding practices for intensity. If a participant becomes overwhelmed, encourage slow, deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Guide them to feel their body, placing a hand on their chest or belly. Use physical grounding techniques, pressing their feet into the earth, touching a solid object, holding a stone. The power of silence. Sometimes no words are needed. A soft touch on the shoulder, a steady presence, a slow nod. These unspoken gestures can offer more comfort than any advice ever could. Facilitators must learn the balance between stepping in and stepping back. When not to intervene. When someone is crying, shaking, or processing emotions naturally. When their body is moving in natural, instinctual ways, rocking, stretching, fetal position. When they are deeply engaged in their inner process. When to intervene gently, if they appear stuck in a distress loop, repeating words, thoughts, or movements anxiously. If breathing becomes shallow, rapid, or panicked. If they show signs of extreme fear or dissociation, vacant staring, loss of awareness. Emergency situations, when immediate action is needed. If someone is in physical danger, falling, convulsing, choking, or unresponsive. If they are trying to leave the safe space while disoriented. If their distress has escalated beyond safe processing. A facilitator must always be ready to act when necessary, but wise enough to allow natural healing when it is unfolding as it should. Take a moment to reflect on what has been shared. How comfortable are you with holding space for emotional intensity? What are your own triggers or fears around witnessing others' pain? How can you prepare yourself to facilitate trauma-aware ceremonies? Healing is not about erasing the past. It's about learning to carry it with peace. The sacrament reveals not to hurt us, but to free us. And sometimes that freedom begins with release. As facilitators, we must hold space without fear, without force, without judgment. May you become a steady presence, a calm witness, a safe place for transformation. In the next module, we will explore ethical leadership and the sacred role of service, learning how to walk this path with integrity and responsibility. Until then, may you walk with wisdom, listen deeply, and trust in the unfolding.